The Regents podcast. The Regents podcast.
Can you hear my?
Hi everyone, welcome back. Yeah, I can hear you. No, you're fine. I hear you.
Okay. Welcome.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Regents podcast.
Oh man, we're so happy you're here.
We're so happy you're here. We're so happy to be here.
Yes.
Always.
Always.
I just have to start hit recording before we speak to each other because it's always just something
There's
funny
so
or good or
much.
gold or whatever. And I think I forgot to hit the auto record. So there's so many little, you know how I am. I do so many little off jaunts and topics.
Yes.
And I'm I TikTok self-diagnosed as ADHD. And then in therapy working with my psychiatrist, she's like, I mean, you're presenting almost every symptom. So we can say it is a diagnosis. And I was like, oh, thanks. Because it's like a pinball machine in my brain. And I'm just oh, that's just my unique charm. And I'm I'd like to know that I'm not crazy.
That's my unique charm.
Because I literally just looked around and I was oh, I want to tell you about this. I was take a breath, calm down, woosah.
Woosah. That's it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Ellyn, recently diagnosed ADHD,
yeah.
And this is
I'm Aja, here to listen.
AJA Aja.
AJA.
I just was looking at the clips for social.
Oh yeah,
and the palindrome clip. That's why I thought of it. I'll never forget. Thank you, Hannah. Shout out to Hannah.
Shout
part
out
2.
To Hannah.
So we were just talking about hair. Because I'm on a hair journey of trying to embrace whatever natural wave has developed post-COVID. Because I used to have pretty straight hair. No, my hair texture totally changed after COVID.
I wonder what that's about.
I used to have really thick strands, and now they're super thin and curly.
Wow.
And my gray hair is growing in curl.
Okay. Wow.
I just posted a video the other day and literally a gray hair was sticking out. I was like, this is so embarrassing.
Really? You could see it?
Yes. You can't see it now, but in person, next time I come home, I'm going to literally be
look. I feel like gray hairs are unruly by nature. They just tend to be
just the nature of them. They come when they aren't wanted.
When things are unruly in our lives.
They've just been, oh yeah. When everything is a mess too in your life, you're just and cue the gray hair.
Yes, legit.
Cue the gray hair. So I was saying to Aja, I'm oh, I'm probably a 1C JK. Because I'm in my mind, I'm a 2C. But now I'm going to Google really quick, the hair curl chart.
Pattern texture thing. Yeah.
Pattern chart. Because it goes all the way up to 4C.
That's right. I know. My hair is currently in a
I was going to say, obviously, you know.
Yes. I think I have
what
different
is your
textures.
Curl?
I have different textures. In the front, I want to say I'm probably a 3C, 4A because there's not much curl, but it has texture. But in the back, I'm a 4B, 4C. It's really curly. And actually, I'm just coming from the hairdresser today. And when we wet it, after I got out of from the what is that? The sink. It was so it was so cute. It was it wasn't super tight coils. It was nice ringlet coils.
Oh
yeah.
I'm sharing
thank you.
A guide for those who don't know.
Okay.
You just came from the salon?
Just 3 hours ago.
How many hours did you spend there?
2. And I love
just 2?
It's always just 2 because my hairstylist, shout out to Ashley Styles, she's in a suite. So when she's seeing me, I'm the only person that she's seeing. And it goes that way for everyone. Every time it's just 2 hours, which is perfect. But thank you for this because actually the way my hair looked today, it was 3C. Corkscrew. 3C. That's exactly what it looked like. It was corkscrew.
Cute.
And in the front, it was 2C, actually.
2C.
It was just a
wave. Like a light wave.
Yeah, but Yeah, because it's
Oh.
textured, but it's
Oh, no, I
not
said
like
light wave,
curly.
but that's 2A, sorry. 2C is a defined
A
wave.
defined wave, exactly.
And I'm like, I said 1A. One's
not even on
here.
this chart.
So we're thinking like I'm like a 2A.
2A.
I'm a 2A. I'm a 2A.
I would say 2A.
Because it's not even it's like a light wave. It's like I mean,
and it's not
yeah,
a
it is. It's like a light
consistent
wave.
like wave. It's like a nice like.
It's like if I could show you just like under better lighting, just kind of like the pattern is like matched like here to here across this head of my head. It's like completely perfect. Like I can see very clearly like where it's waving across this whole section of my head. This side curls this way, but this side curls forward.
Oh, okay.
So it's just really messing me up. I'm just like trying everything. Like
you just gotta work with
that?
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, the color difference between my hair on the bottom and my hair on the top is like significant.
Really?
Yeah, like the bottom hair is it's so much lighter brown.
Okay.
And up here is really dark. I mean, I wear a hat when I walk on the beach, so I try to like really protect my head and my hair, my face. I really don't care about my hair, but I was like very protective of my face.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I guess my lower, like my bottom half of my hair is like getting really, really exposed to the sun. Like the top half of my hair is like almost as black as this microphone. Like it's dark. Like it's
That's probably
dark brown.
When you put your hat on, is the bottom half of your hair out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why.
The bottom half is like much lighter. It's a much lighter shade of brown. I wish you could capture it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. Those are the hair types.
That's what we're working with.
I think it's important. I think it's good that it's like something even. This wasn't even something anyone talked about like 6 years ago.
It was not.
It wasn't even like common. It's like
and
common
honestly,
discussion.
Now, my hairstylist, she was like, whatever, hair texture. It's curly, it's wavy, whatever.
Well, because it's so unique to each person, and the fact that you were even saying that you had like a different texture in the front than on the sides or the back, like it's just such a unique thing for every single person. And the fact that like I'm currently experiencing like a change.
Yeah.
When I tell you I used to be able to like get out of the shower and go and my hair would be pinned straight and it would be, I don't know how to explain, and a hairdresser would be like better able to articulate what I'm trying to say. But essentially like it's a little bit like my hair moved as one. So, when someone's hair is like pinned straight, and maybe like professionally straightened, or like there's just hair is just like naturally straight, like it's all kind of just like you can just like floosh it and it just like flip flop it and it just like all falls together and naturally. Like if I flip my hair right now, like see it's got more of like I call it like cotton candy consistency, where it's like I do this and it like gets bigger. Do you see how it all just got bigger?
Okay.
Whereas like when my hair was straight, it was more like I have to really work it all together, and I have oil in it right now.
Okay.
But like it moved more like
look at
like that. Like it moved together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if I went like this, my hair would
all the hair would
completely move together, as opposed to like
some being caught,
individual strands being very visible.
Gotcha.
See, like there's like a significant difference between like what this looks like and like what that looks like.
True.
So I don't know how to explain it, but anyway, I used to be able to like get out of the shower and leave.
Okay.
Hair privilege.
Yeah. Hair privilege.
Hey, you know what? Everybody's got their shit, right? I had such clear skin in high school. I had the clearest of skin in high school. Yeah. Okay. And my hair was awesome.
Okay. Well,
I was plus size.
Whatever.
And that was not acceptable. And still in our society is still an issue and still a problem and still something I have to like work against or work towards, and like loving myself.
Yeah.
But like great skin, good hair. Crosses to bear.
Choose
you know
your
what
battle.
I mean?
Okay.
It's exactly it. Like I've always had to say that to myself because like my sister had a banging body growing up. Like truly boobs, butt, thin waist.
Yeah.
She never loved her hair and she had really complex skin.
Oh, okay. See?
You know,
Sometimes.
crosses to bear. It's like, and then it's like, what would you trade?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like, okay, what would I have to give up? Like, what would you give up? You know? I don't know.
But then there are some of us who believe you can have it all.
Well, I think the having it all is more of a mindset than actually having it all.
It's more of a what? A concept?
I think it's more of a mindset. Like,
a mindset,
to have it all is to
like, I
have
love
it
my
all
body.
here.
I look good, and I know my skin is popping. It's flawless.
Yeah. Even if your skin's not flawless,
Even if it's
if
not.
you're having like an issue or like even if your hair has given you trouble. Like, I think the concept of like, and again, this kind of comes back to like the idea of not talking about hair texture until what, 6 years ago, 5 years ago?
Absolutely.
Like maybe 7 years ago, like the concept of good hair.
Yeah.
The concept, right? Like that, is it that Chris Rock documentary, Good Hair?
Yeah.
But just even the idea, like my sister's hair was really curly. My sister's hair is very curly.
Okay.
But in high school, it was super curly. And she was like, you know?
Right.
It was like straight hair. Straight hair is the only, like straight hair. That's it. And everybody wants is straight hair. And it's like, you know, like what even is good hair? And
I
like,
was
what
just
is
going
hair?
to say,
what is hair to want?
Who are the people dictating, yes, this is good, this is bad, this is desirable, this is not? Whatever.
Well, pop culture and magazines.
No,
and
they're
we
just
grew
the
up
ones
in
who
like
are
a
loud.
toxic ass. Well, so that's the thing is they perpetuate what they believe and what they think, and that's what gets put. Because it's so interesting having been on the inside of it and worked at like one of the most notable,
the dictator of pop culture,
one of the, like
fashion,
quote, dictator, dictator, one of the most potentially problematic magazines. But and then also one of the most important like women's publications that like was really changing the narrative. I really believe Refinery 29, along with some other publications, were like very much a part of like shifting how we were speaking about women's bodies and like just women and like what was like good.
Right.
You know, I think there's like obviously a handful of other properties at the time and also very much of other properties that weren't helmed by 4 white people that were doing the work as well, but obviously didn't get the flowers.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's such an interesting dichotomy having worked in both of those places.
That's
like,
true.
Whoa.
And that's a big part of your story.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, I mean, it's a big reason why I left Vogue was because I wanted to work somewhere where like I felt like I was doing something that like made a difference. Like I felt like I was doing something that like mattered as opposed to just learning like the names of like thin models that walked on runways. I was like, this is not for me.
Right.
I'm not supposed to be here. Like I was like, I feel like I'm like a spy on the inside. Like I'm not supposed to be at this place, you know?
Yeah.
But it is very interesting. Like I just saw this clip from this girl, Katie Storino. She's like a plus size voice creator in the space. And she was saying that she's going to go back and watch a lot of like the rom-coms that we all grew up on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or the Disney movies that we all grew up on, like stuff that really was like formative and kind of call out the fat phobia that we were consuming because it was like, it was so commonplace. It's like almost sometimes like hard to notice it.
Yeah.
So she was watching like the Wedding Planner with J-Lo.
Yes. Which part?
It was just the part where this bride was looking in the mirror and she's like, I'm fat. And she's like a size 0. And then J-Lo's like trying to console her and be like, I heard your sister-in-law be like, I just love her thighs. And I'm like, I've never said that about another woman. Like, I love her thighs.
Right.
I did just last night. I was doing a watch along and I was like, this girl on the show, I was like, her butt is perfect. I was literally, I'm looking at this, I'm like, I wonder, like, she must have had a Brazilian butt lift. I was like, this is a perfect butt. And like, she looked good, but she wasn't like fit ripped.
Okay.
So I was like, unless she's going to the gym and exclusively doing squats and like
exclusively
light work other places,
like
you would see more evidence of physicality on her body.
Okay.
But her butt was perfect. And so I'm looking at her and I'm like, okay, Brazilian butt lift, check. Boobs, check. Lips, check. Nose, check. I was like, who foot the bill for this shit? I'm like, I don't want to assume that she didn't have money just like as a woman or she's a single mom as well. But I'm also just like, But okay, you're not
But
even 30.
how?
You have a 10-year-old daughter. You came up in like what is it called? Foster system.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like,
When did we have the time?
but where did the money come from? Because it's
And the
not
money.
like those procedures are covered by insurance.
No, not at
So
all.
you're footing the bill whole for that. I
Well,
was like, well, it was later revealed that she was engaged to someone just for the money. So,
oh, well, you got your
I didn't
answer.
feel so bad about my assumptions.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Wow.
nuts. But truly,
Mhm.
like the kind of content we consumed as younger people were just like pro a narrative that I don't think any of us, if we were actually conscious, would have consumed.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's still the case today. To be honest, everything that we consume has some type of narrative to it because it's opinion based or culture based or societal influenced. And it's still really, yes, we have more what's the word that everybody is, it's like body positivity, right? Body
Yeah.
positivity. There's more of that, but there definitely is still a huge narrative on being a certain way, which is why now maybe it's not like totally skinny, size 0 is the goal, but now
Mm-hmm.
it's, oh, make sure you have a round bottom and, full hips and full lips or whatever. So that's where
Mm-hmm.
all of the work is coming in now. So
Yeah.
it's just,
100%.
yeah, it's whatever, the pushes for the times.
And it's so interesting, like in the space that I'm in from like a doing brand content. So whenever I see posts, it's like, oh, plus size, plus size. I'm like, okay, let me like look at it, right?
Yeah.
So I look at it and sometimes it's like
Hardly
a
plus
lot of it's
size.
like medical related stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like, you've got issues with your knees. Here's this cane that you want to advertise. I'm like, oh my Christ.
Not a
Truly. And
cane.
then it's like,
Okay.
oh, here's this like, foot leg compression thing because, fat, I don't know, veins, I don't know, diabetes, like whatever the reasons
Interesting. Is this
a
in the
person would use
hashtag
that.
plus size
This is
category or?
basically when I am looking through basically not job postings,
Mm,
but like work postings of like basically backstage is like it used to be
yes.
just for actors, but now it's for like
Now
UGC,
it's for
content creators,
okay.
anyone, voiceover actors, like anybody looking for like
Mm.
on screen recording your voice work.
Wow. Okay, I didn't
Um
know that.
and yeah, no, so it's pretty good. I've gotten like great business and
I
like
know it from the
contacts through it.
entertainment thing, but I didn't know it was for influencers and stuff like that now
Yeah,
too.
like creators
Okay.
can go on there. So it'll say like, oh, we're looking for somebody who has a dog and like can advertise like this bark box product or whatever, or like
Mm,
the mouth tape. That's where I found the mouth tape job, which is
okay.
3 times over now.
Yeah.
Or the headspace thing that I did. But then there's also postings for a ton of like Ozempic, Wegovy, like semaglutides type stuff, like
Ooh.
weight loss pills, diet pills, like weight
Wow.
loss meditation apps, like all this weight loss shit. And it's like there's so much out there, and I could be like really raking it in,
Mhm.
but I will not take on those jobs.
Yeah.
I won't take on any jobs that have anything to do with like telling someone they need to lose weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not against people taking Ozempic and Wegovy and semaglutide. I'm like I wish it would fall from the sky and land in my body.
Mhm.
I would be fine with that. I'd be drinking it up.
Yeah.
I just haven't like pursued that path at this point, but I'm not gonna go on camera and tell people they have to lose weight or should lose weight.
Mhm.
I just don't want to be a party to that.
Yeah.
So,
Right, right. That makes
there's
sense.
like things I just won't participate in.
Well, thank God, because then you have
Yeah.
values and boundaries.
Yeah, exactly.
If you were
But I
just
mean,
out here
that's the
willy
thing. Like,
nilly.
well, there's some people out here that are like, oh, like
Of
it's
course.
I'm gonna get my bag, and if you perceive this ad, if you
That's
consume
on
it and it
you.
affects you, then that's on you. But I'm gonna get my money, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I also understand that, but I just don't want to perpetuate a narrative that people need to lose weight.
Right. Mhm.
I just don't want I think about like the young kids on the internet
Yeah. Right.
who see that kind of stuff, and
For sure.
I'm not saying that people who are like, I need to get my money, like whatever. I'm not saying they're wrong. I just, for me, that doesn't outweigh
Yes. And you know
how I
what?
feel.
I love that. I love that you have your values and what you stand for and making that the case all around, right? Even in your work and who you portray to be online. Because I feel like there's something about, and maybe you call it social responsibility, but like when people have a platform, that's why I admire certain artists who I feel to a certain extent are responsible with their platform, right? They're not just like, and they could be doing whatever they want to do behind closed doors. But on camera and what you know them to stand for, they seem to be like solid. They're for good. It's positive. You know what I mean? It's not anything that's going to harm the greater good.
Yeah.
And of course that's opinion based because, you know, what I deem is right and wrong may be totally different to somebody else. But I have one source that I that I ascribe to for right and wrong. So it is what it is.
And that is the Lord.
Okay.
That is the,
Thank you,
be
Ellyn.
Clear who the source is. Let's just be clear where the source is.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine someone was like, what's her source? Where's she getting this information from?
Who is it? Who can I talk to? Who can I follow?
I was like, sign up now. Yeah. Sign up now and I can tell you about my source. We started an MLM.
Oh my gosh.
It's a Ponzi scheme. We're out here just like the source. The source. It's a new cult. It's the Lord. Everyone has access.
The Lord is who that is. But yeah, I think that's so important when people have platforms, which now everybody does, that you stand by whatever it is that you stand by. And
well, that's the thing. I think we talked about this a little while ago too, just the idea of it's such, because everyone is so public and everyone's online, and I feel like I really grapple with like what I share, like how much I share.
Yeah.
I had somebody ask me the other day, like, wait, was it you? No, I was out with my friend. I'm like, I have a hard time like being like, when did this happen?
I know.
I was out with my friend and I was like, what do you like edit out of what you share?
Okay.
And I was like, I try to be very respectful of my family, of like not oversharing their story, how much of what I share on the internet is like specifically my story where their story interweaves, but like,
yeah.
Exactly. But like the perception of what they had going on or what they've got going on. And I mean that like my extended family, like, because we're all so close.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a lot of things that, you know, you can say, or I would say
some
off the
overlap
cuff,
sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, I just really want to be respectful of like not oversharing, even just my own opinion about things that are happening or things that are going on. I just try to be respectful of that. So I was saying that to my friend. I was like, I wouldn't say that I self-censor when I'm on social media. Because there is so much, I mean, there's so many different like avenues. Like I'll talk about weight. Like I don't mind, even as I've gotten older, like being more comfortable just talking about like sexuality, whatever. But, you know, with sometimes within limit, because sometimes like my family's face like pops in my head and then I'm just
course,
like,
right.
Oh my God.
Does my dad want to hear this?
I just posted this like crazy video on TikTok about this like super like smutty book that I like to read. And I was like, oh, and then I'm like, well, this one's actually not going to get posted to Instagram, so that's okay. You know? Like, because my family like is so far off of TikTok, so it's like they're getting like the Instagram approved content, whereas like there's so much on TikTok that's like not, not IG worthy. But yeah, but I do in terms of that, but I'm try to like be respectful. But other than that, then there's the side of me that tries to mitigate just like the truth of my life and how much I share and like what I'm navigating and what I'm going through. I think like there's a huge vulnerability in that, which I think would honestly be very freeing to be like, this is real time, what's happening in my life. And I think I'm a little like, I've tried for so long for everything to look I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb. I've tried for everything for so long to like look polished and like not have everybody know that I wasn't like in love with my career. That I'm sure quitting was a bit of a shock to some people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm like right now I kind of am like trying to figure out the balance of like, should I talk about everything? Because I do think that that would create more of a community on my social media and like just being an open, honest person of like the people that know me in my real life, like you guys know what's going on and I can share more of that, you know, with the internet and kind of be a little bit more like open.
Just open. Huh.
But then I also am like, how, like, is that self-exploitative? You know, like I don't know. And I look online and I see other creators and I see other people and I see other people who've like reached the like another level, the next level, et cetera. And then they start to really consider like, well, I don't want to share everything. I want to keep some stuff private. So now I'm kind of like, I don't want to go and be so open that then I want to pull back at some point. Like I kind of want to find this like I just kind of want to find this like happy medium where it's like where I can be myself online, but it's like not everything.
I feel
Does that make sense?
absolutely. I think there's a difference, and I fault social media for this because I feel like people expect you to be super transparent and give every gritty detail and call that being open. And that I think is more so on the lines of self-exploitative because I can be open and transparent with you without having to share everything in my life. And then without, as people relate to it and they comment on it and want to, you know, interact about it and commune about it, then I feel like a creator might feel as though they have to explain certain parts because I can share whatever I share with you, but then I'm still living my life off camera too. So now I have to give you context on every other detail that you know what I mean? And so it's just like, no, let me live my life. Let me reflect on what I need to reflect on and then, you know, share. And another part of that, because you know me, I'm very, and I also don't really, you said the word self-censored. I don't necessarily feel there's anything bad with being self-censored. And you have to know yourself.
We're saying self-censored, not self-centered. I just want everyone to be clear on that one. In case you're not listening with captions.
The captions might write centered. Who knows?
If you're listening on the podcast, self-censored. Okay. Yeah. Just want to be really clear because I get very worried that people think I'm like self-centered and a narcissist.
Oh gosh.
Just being very very conscious.
I can attest.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you. I like constantly have this narrative running in my head that I'm like, I think I've said this to you, like I'm a bad friend and like I don't listen or I don't pay attention or like because you know I'm forgetful and I like because my brain's going so fast that sometimes I forget details or like I can't remember people's names and like the family of my friends and I feel genuinely super bad because then my friends remember people's names and I'm like you know I'm so sorry.
Girl,
like
I don't remember when we first met. It's okay. I don't remember the literal genesis of our relationship.
That's so good.
And I love you all the same. You love me all the same, I hope. So, yeah.
That's so true. That's so funny. Thank you for that. That was very grounding. I appreciate
that. So, at least
that.
not here. At least not here. There's no
thank
judgment.
you. I appreciate that. But no, you were saying about self-censoring.
Self-censoring. Exactly. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that because if you know yourself, like I know me, if I were to go online and share absolutely everything about me or about something that I'm going through or whatever, I don't feel like hearing everybody's opinion and everyone's judgment. I just know that about me. I don't. If I'm asking for it, that's one thing, but I'm not asking for it. Now, if you want that, if you want everybody's opinion and for people to chime in on whatever it is that you're doing, which is naturally what they're going to do as you're being open online, then by all means, you're going to get what you're looking for. You know, but I'm not looking for people's opinions, judgments, or whatever about how I'm living my life, because then I'll feel like, okay, well, I said that, but they don't know what happened here, and which is why I did this. You know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, it's way too much.
No, it could become like a slippery slope of feeling like you need to like explain things to the internet.
Exactly. And then you living your life like, I swear, you know, it's not natural for us to share like literally every single thing. I'm grateful for the things that I feel like are not talked about a lot, that you can find them on the internet. But I still feel like there is a line. Like I can tell you about a hardship that I'm going through without getting into the nitty-gritty of all of that
The
hardship,
detail. Yeah.
like you said,
Yeah.
because maybe it's not just me. Maybe it is, there's some overlap between a family member or a friend who doesn't want their business out there. You know what I mean? And people know that they're related to you, so it's like speculation. It's just a lot. But I think too, in that same breath, there's also times when you do need to be super transparent. And maybe it's when and maybe you're not exposing yourself to the world, but you're exposing yourself to people like in real life. You know what I mean? Like if you have a group of friends that you can absolutely trust, then you need to be super transparent. And also, I have more to say about this too, because I also feel like there's a point when people, it might be more effective if you share on the back end. Like you're going through a hardship, but show us how you came out through it. Let me be inspired by the way that you were in this thing and you got out of it. It might, not to say that it won't be helpful for someone who's also going through the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
But there's a responsibility that comes with that.
I think it's like two things, right? So sometimes you're not in a place to be able to share what's happening along the way because you perhaps you haven't had like you're not in the headspace to be able to like appropriately share your thoughts on what's happening actively.
Right.
As you're going through something, right? Like the quote, like you grow through, I can't even say it because I feel like I have a lisp. You grow through what you go through,
Absolutely.
right? So if on the other side you are evolved, changed, impacted by said journey, then, you were changing along the way. So you may have been perceiving the journey through an old
lens.
set of lens, right? And then you get to the other side and you're like, oh, I feel this way about it now.
Right.
So like there's that element of it. But then there's also to be said, if you are going to be sharing yourself, then having people watch someone go through a change, go through a mentality shift, right? Then there's also like the plus side of that, right? Like I came into this feeling X, or I came into this experience Y, and then through this experience, now I'm here, right? So it's kind of like, I think maybe it's like pick your poison. Like it's like, what makes you feel more comfortable? I feel like, I guess it really is just like such an individual
case by case type of thing.
Case by case. Because there's like some things that it's like, like follow along as I blank, and it could be like, not
it
like
could
the
be
silly
light.
little like go to the mall, follow along and go to the mall. But I mean, like, it's like, follow me on this journey through life. It's like I work on like body acceptance and like dating again and like all this stuff. Or it could be like, hi, I've come onto the internet and now I'm married and I've accepted my body and here I am. I've arrived. I don't know what's real, what's not real. Like, obviously, if I was dating someone, I would be like, I feel like everyone in my life, and now everyone who listens to the podcast knows, like, you won't hear anything until you need to hear something.
Yeah.
Pretty private about like dating in general.
Yeah.
I think I said this to you a couple of weeks ago. My sister was like, we wouldn't know that you were like
getting an Emmy until
getting
you went on
getting
stage.
like an Emmy until like you were on stage. Like it just like you I said to my mom, I was like, if I ever was like to get married and like have kids, like it would all have to be like very like, oh, this is just happening. Like I would be very like anxious about planning and telling people things and be like, this is happening. Like I just like, I kind of like move at my own pace and share at my own pace,
and move in silence.
And yeah, like lasagna, right?
That's
We've said that before.
We do.
Like, geez, like
and
lasagna.
It's pertinent yet again.
But I really do. And I feel like, I don't know, part of me is like, I think it comes back to what you were saying about like, I'm not necessarily open to everyone's opinions. And I think like when I was younger, I was.
Yeah.
Or I shared and I heard opinions that then impacted how I felt. And again, I was, 15 years ago, 12 years ago, whatever, like I was a different person.
Right.
Those opinions impacted me differently.
Of course.
Now, like I was seeing this guy and like two people who I respected, even older than me, I respected, were like, oh, you could do better than him just based on his looks. And I was really put off by that. It didn't make me break up with him, but it really like messed with my head because they were like, oh, you could do better than him. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not pulling anybody. So like, this is the guy who likes me.
I'm not pulling anybody.
You know what I mean? Like I was just like, I'm not really like, but I'm not like, I'm not getting anybody else. So it's like, okay, so you're saying like, what's wrong with me? You know, not that it's like what's wrong with me, but it does.
Right. But it makes you think.
It plants a bit of a seed that like maybe you didn't
that
want
you can't
planted.
unhear or unplant. So
God,
true.
that's such a true statement.
Yeah.
Oh, I've said this so many times just about, you know, just like stuff in life and arguments with people and things that happen. And I'm like, you can't unsay something. You cannot unhear something.
Right.
You know? And I think that it's so important for people to be very cognizant of that in their lives, of like, you know, words can cut deeper than a knife. And
so true.
It leaves a mark that is just, you just can't unhear something. You can never take something back that you've said, even if it was said in anger, even if it was said, you know, just at the heat of the moment. Like I have so many thoughts on that. But so then these people who like say something about like, oh, you can do better than him. And I'm just like, I don't know. I get like so annoyed when that would happen. So then I was like, I'm not going to share with anybody who I'm dating or who I'm with. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Right. Which is a natural,
you know, and that's when I started like moving in
becoming
silence.
more reclusive.
And also becoming more reclusive just about like what I wanted to share. And of course, there's like obviously my inner circle best friends who like know the things.
Right.
But I just think beyond that, it's like I'm just like very tight-lipped.
Yeah. And I think
just like don't invite opinion.
Right. Don't invite opinion.
But I also I'm
want.
different now. That's also the thing is like I'm different now. You know, like I was in a conversation a couple weeks ago where somebody was saying something like, "Oh, you should do it this way," and I was like, "Oh no, I like actually feel like I just wouldn't. I would do it this way." And she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, like I get it from your perspective." Then I was like, there was like a little bit of a win for me. It kind of like stuck with me because I like do have a tendency to just very like be. I think it's hard when people hear me say like, oh, people pleasy or agreeable because like I don't seem like I'm like maybe I don't seem like a people pleasy agreeable person, but I am somebody who likes to keep people happy. I like to keep the energy positive and happy. So maybe people don't perceive what I'm doing as people pleasy.
Yeah.
You know, but it is. Right. Because I like to keep the energy good because I'm very conscious of like managing energy.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That is so good. I recently had another like small win within.
Oh my God. You know what's so crazy? I literally was coming into this podcast thinking small wins and you just said small wins. And I feel like we're talking like small wins.
Managing energy. Yes.
My God, I love it. Let me just crack this Poppy really quick. This segment is Small Wins brought to you by Poppy.
They're not paying us yet, so.
I'm so sorry. We're still on board with Poppy. Anyone that thought that this was like kombucha, like please.
Who told you it was kombucha? Because
so
I saw that commercial and saw soda.
It literally says soda.
Yeah, I don't know.
I understand it says prebiotic.
Where?
You know, but it's soda.
Soda.
It's soda.
Right. Soda.
On what planet does anything that's calling itself soda?
People who are trying so
hard. It's just less bad than
healthy.
Other soda.
That's all. They said it's a healthy alternative. Like they're trying to reinvent soda drinking. That's what they said.
I'm sorry. If you're drinking anything more than like 1 or 2, what are you doing? It's a treat. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to what you were saying.
Addiction. What was I saying?
It just says prebiotic for your gut.
Oh
it doesn't even. These people are such. I don't know what this lawsuit is about.
Somebody needs to invite her on the stand. Okay,
guys. False advertising is not a joke. I feel like I'm The Office. Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Oh my gosh! About strawberry lemon poppy.
Where's the logo? Here we go.
Oh my gosh! I just can hardly wait till we can flash forward. So when Ellyn's actually sponsored by Poppy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where they have to sit like on the shelf behind us.
Seriously.
When we're on.
Yeah. And right on the oh my gosh, that sip. This is not ASMR.
I can taste the prebiotic.
I hope you guys can see her with these sips.
Okay, enough of that. It's going down a different direction.
Totally different. And y'all know I don't want to be here for this ASMR.
You guys know we don't actually rock with ASMR videos when it comes to like food.
Man.
And so funny. Okay, I'm so sorry. I got distracted.
You needed your sip break. So small wins. I recently had a small win as well because that whole like people pleasing thing, and I think that's such a good way to put it. It's about like making sure the vibe is right. But as a professional vocalist, as a musician, like this is my craft, right? And I feel as though sometimes people take singers for granted, or they underestimate singers, right? And think like, okay, they're just singing the song, but they don't know anything about, the music or the composition or the arrangements or anything like that. And I was on a bandstand recently and had to address one of the band members that I hired. Okay. I'm the one. And I don't say that to be arrogant or anything like that, but it's like it's my gig. I'm the front leader for this, and I'm the band leader for it. Like I'm dictating all of the stuff about our show,
Yeah.
And they tried to override me a little bit. Something as simple as like counting tempo. And I was just like, I'll dictate the tempo of the song because in the moment, maybe I'm actually counting it slower or faster than I said maybe in rehearsal or whatever. But if I say now 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? And so they started playing totally like I counted it off one way. They started playing a different way. No. I'll stop the whole shit. Please don't do this. And I think that comes from, and that's me. Like I want to maintain the energy. I love my band members and stuff like that. And they're my equals. I'm not seeing myself as better than them or anything like that because I'm in the front. But it's like, don't override me. And I believe that's something that, it's something that, and I was just proud that I had stuck up for myself in that way in that moment because it's just like past Aja from 10 years ago or 5 years ago even would have just been like, okay, all right. You know what I mean? No. And I love, and I know we've spoken about this before, like watching behind the scenes stuff and, like for musicians and artists that I love. And being able to just kind of be the front runner for your narrative. Like if it's your show, it's your show. And if you ask for help or whatever, that's another thing. But, don't blatantly ignore, whatever. And in that regard, and I was nice about it. I'm never going to be rude unnecessarily because that's just not my style. But I was just like, okay, guys. And just, saying what's on my mind in that moment. And still keeping positive vibes throughout the rest of the gig.
Yeah.
But I think that's such a thing, like people pleasing and caring about what people think and all that type of stuff, especially as an entrepreneur. It's like something one would have to overcome. And I've had to learn to be more assertive and more forthcoming about certain things that I want because this is, my career. And, I'm independent. So I really need to know better than anybody what it is that I'm striving for and what it is that I want. Yes. Olive.
Olive, stop. I'm so with you on that because it's like what I was saying earlier. Well, the beginning of me like quitting my job, I'm like, well, if I can like boss for somebody else, I should be able to boss for myself. But then when it comes to like myself, it gets a little bit more.
It gets a little murky,
right?
Right, because I'm not just saying like, oh, well, that's what they want. No.
Yeah.
I'm speaking.
Or like I'm not standing for something
myself.
like for someone else or for like I can like stand up and rep for somebody else like till the cows come home, I feel like. But then for me personally, I'm just like, yeah, sure, like whatever you want, like whatever works. Like, and I think that it's like, I don't know.
For you,
I think
if that's okay with you.
Yeah. Like whatever. Like, okay, like does that work for you? Like, oh, did you want the shirt off my back? Oh, okay, cool. Sure. Sure.
Sure.
Like, let me just like, let me just like bend over backwards and make everything in my life uncomfortable
For your convenience.
for somebody else and for someone else's convenience. And it's
Yeah.
like, again, I think it's just a lot of what comes with like growing up. And I'm
Growth.
just trying to hold on to, I don't know, parts of me that I like, and then the parts of me that I want to evolve and change and bring with me. And, like, even just with jobs that come through and someone will be like, oh, we'll pay you this for this. And I'm like, well, actually, like, my rate is more X.
Yes.
And like, needing to be okay with saying no
Saying
to
no.
certain jobs, and it's like, I get early days and it's the beginning of things, but it's also like, I'm not going to start at a low
Waste your
rate.
time.
Yeah. I'm not going to waste my time on work that's probably going to be more time consuming than the work that I was going to make more money off of.
Right.
Because I know that to be a truth 10 times over from working in media and advertising. Like, everybody who spends the least amount of money cares more.
They do.
If someone's just like dropping cash, they don't care as much as the person who's like penny pinching.
That is facts all day. I'm happy that I've as I was building like the momentum for music while I was still working my corporate job, I had to come to that like level of maturity and growth, being like, okay, to say no. Now I'll say no. I have a minimum rate and I am not going below it. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's going up every day. And it's not,
good for you.
Again, that's not about, I don't think that's about arrogance or anything, but it's just knowing your value. When you know that you do something well, or that you put your heart and soul into whatever it is, it's just like, well, why would I bend over backwards for something that doesn't even meet my minimum requirement? And it's going to take more of my energy just to do. And then I'm probably not going to even be so like happy or excited about it, because I know that I've compromised on my, my non-negotiables.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just, and it's so freeing once you come to that point where it's just like, okay, yeah, no problem. I understand that that's not within your budget. I hope to work with you in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, save my contact for when your budget increases.
Right. Yeah.
Truly.
That's a thing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, you're not willing to compromise. I mean, comes back to like values even, right? It's like, we have values that like help guide decision making, but it also has to do with like self-worth. And that, like, I'm not going to take less. I'm not gonna just like,
not just gonna be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. So I'm kind of now putting this like thoughts together, I guess.
Yeah.
About how much to share, how much to put online, how much to then not be influenced by outside opinion if and when I do, right? And also not feel the need to explain and justify things that I've now done and said online. I just think it's like, it's all so full circle.
It is.
It's like,
but you're going to be all the better for it.
Yeah.
And I think too, it's just like, as you get to a certain point in your journey or whatever it is that you're thinking about sharing, you'll know when you can share whatever it is. I don't think we have to figure out some blanket type of share policy for ourselves right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, well, if I get to that point and I want to share that, I can. If I get to that point and I no longer want to share, I don't have to. Like, it's just, the less thought, the better. Because we already make a million decisions.
Oh. Have you heard like the stat on like how many decisions we make in a day?
I have, and it's wild.
Well, I think that's why I think personally, which I'm a little bit negligent this week, my routine has gotten a little bit off. I'm recording and editing so many watch-alongs right now. It's like I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I literally went to bed last night at like midnight, and I was like, I worked all day. I worked till I got in bed. And it's like, well,
day.
You just watched like 3 episodes of a show. I'm like, yeah, but that's not watching and recording a show and recording like me watch a show is not the same thing.
No.
As just sitting and vegetating and watching a show.
Absolutely not.
Like truly, I watched the first half of Bridgerton like a month ago and did like a watch along and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this.
I know.
Neighborhood
I see her.
police. Neighborhood watch. I watched and recorded the Bridgerton show, posted it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I then sat, vegetated, and watched it again so I could actually like
enjoy it,
watch it, and enjoy. Yeah,
right.
It was 4 hours of television. I just like sat and consumed. Oh gosh, something growing here. No, it's just
not growing.
I love that everyone that watches this gets to see all of this. Yeah, no, so it's funny. Like I watched like 3. I think I watched like 3 back to 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I watched 3 episodes back to back.
Okay.
And I have to like edit all of them today actually, so I can get them up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to watch like new episodes for this show drop on Thursday, but so does Bridgerton. So I'm just like, oh my God, Ellyn, like it's just a lot of stuff and editing. And I'm like, okay, I need to also be on top of like we were saying small wins. I think that's going to be the title of this episode.
Yeah.
I have been doing research on figuring out like a new primary care physician because the one I got assigned, some dude, and I'm like, I'm not going to go to you. You're not researched. I don't know who you are. You just get like just random somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like with the health insurance I currently have, you just get assigned somebody. And a part of my like, I'm in charge of my life and my time and everything right now. I'm like, girl, it's time to go to the doctor.
Yes.
Like, instead of allowing an anxiety around like health to fester, why don't we just like proactively get a temp check, also known as a checkup, at the doctor? Let's just go.
Let's just go to the doctor. Let's just go.
So I had to do like the research on like, okay, who can I go to? Who's in the area? Like blah, blah, blah. And go onto the website. Because, no matter what you do, your insurance is like, oh, they're not in network, or this isn't covered, or this needs a referral. It's like all just like hoops and ladders, right? Chutes and ladders, excuse me. It's just like, let me just make you like figure, it's the game of life, very difficult. So I finally like found somebody that I was like, okay, I like her energy. She's chill, cool person. I don't know her. I've never met her. But like I get the energy on the internet from this person.
Right.
You can't go to them until
you go.
Them.
Yes.
What the heck? You can't go until you're assigned PCP. Like what the heck?
A little interview or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to like call up and be like, hi.
So tell me about yourself.
Let me interview you really quick. And we're like, girl, get off the phone.
Right.
So I finally did that today. I set my new PCP that will go into effect in July, and I can go to the doctor.
There we go.
And have some things checked out because I haven't been to a primary care physician in a minute. And if a minute was 365 days times a number greater than 5.
Okay.
You would get my drift of why I need to go to the doctor.
Well, we're happy.
I just don't want to go.
I feel
like you go to the doctor.
Girl.
You just go and they're just like, this is wrong. This is wrong.
No, they don't. That is so not true.
I have such doctor anxiety now too. Like I just like
the doctor, the dentist.
I just think growing up. No, it truly is because it was all interconnected. Because when I was like, I should probably tell this story on my social media, like talk about being like vulnerable. I was like, I mean, the stories I see on TikTok of like that are all the same as mine. It's like insane. It's like, yeah, I was about like 10, 11, 12 and they told me I should like lose weight. And I was given a doctor's note to join Weight Watchers because I was so young that you're not supposed to join at that age. And the mortification you feel of being in a Weight Watchers at the age of 12 with all these old ladies.
Lady, why we're back here in our throat? I don't.
I just was like, it's my way of like getting further away,
right,
but still being physically here, like the vocal change. But truly,
I
like, it's insane. I have such doctor anxiety. I'm so uncomfortable. It's like hard to advocate. How do you do it? Do you feel comfortable in the doctor?
I do.
Do
listen,
you?
I had that issue too. My doctor,
Okay.
my doctor when I was a child, I had the whole like, oh, she's overweight. She needs to get on some wow chips. There were like these chips that were like chippy, but not. They were for kids who were on the scale, whatever. So I've had those same things, but I guess because in my family, like my immediate family, we just have this culture of going regularly. That's just like I've never skipped a beat. When I moved here from Connecticut, when I stopped working to 9 to 5, I should say, to entrepreneurship, I didn't miss a beat. I was like, no, like I got to get all this stuff in line because I don't miss appointments. I got to have my cleaners. I got to have my physicals. I got to have the GYN, like all that stuff, you know? So I think I don't think about it. And because I have, in my family, we've had like medical, issues and stuff like that throughout my family. So to me, I'm just like preventative care is better than trying to react because I know certain things exist in my bloodline, and I just look at it like that.
I just don't want to know. Like, I'm just like a head in the sand kind of gal, like what I don't know is I don't know, but right, I know that there's stuff, right? I know that there's high blood pressure, heart problems.
In your family, you mean?
Yes.
Right.
Thyroid issues, kidney issues.
But think about it's so much better if you act on it now.
No, because, okay, here's the thing.
Then you can fix it. Now you could fix it if you wait.
But this is the problem. None of these, like, you can't fix any of these things.
Yes,
like,
you can.
Things you just, like, now you just get onto medications.
No,
like, it just,
that's not true.
Yes. Well, thyroid.
Well, a thyroid.
Everybody's on thyroid.
Everybody's on thyroid.
Everybody's on thyroid. And, like, it's like, okay, so there's that. Then there's like the blood pressure, which like, yes, you can
do something about that.
You can work on your blood pressure 1,000%.
For sure.
The last time I went to a doctor, we really won't say what year it was.
No, we won't.
Like really. It was a while. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
But I have all the other doctors, right? Okay. Like dermatologist, OBGYN. I had all of that locked before I moved to California. Like in the city, I would say pre-pandemic, I was like really on top of everything. And then like when the pandemic happened, I was just kind of like, I started to like drop off a little bit. Then I moved, like it was just like things took a little bit of in 2020.
Dip. Okay.
A dip. When I dip, you dip.
I put my hand up on your bed. I'm doing the butterfly. You can't see it, but I'm doing the butterfly.
I'm doing like around the world.
What happened to that dance? No one is doing the butterfly anymore. You remember that? With your legs, you go in and out with your legs.
Oh my God. Yeah, because the people that could do the butterfly were breaking our knees.
Oh my gosh.
We're getting
That's
fragile
the problem today.
The osteoporosis is setting in us. We can't do the butterfly
That's
anymore.
why she's afraid to go to the doctor.
I actually tried. I could do it. I could do it.
I could do it.
Oh my God. You know what's so funny? When, like little kids at like weddings do like the butterfly with their legs.
Yeah.
And they're so excited. Or like they do this like weird little fishy dance where they do this. I'm just like,
what is this fishy dance?
They just like jump in like a straight line and kind of go like this.
Oh. We're like, a fish, a worm. Oh my gosh. Speaking of fishing, I went fishing.
Vertical
recently.
worm.
But yes.
Vertical worm. Wait, what was that?
You were talking about doctors. Things took a dip in 2020.
Oh yeah, well when I went to a doctor just like right after my birthday.
Yeah.
A while ago. And I had been celebrating. I was younger. Bad. We were out and about. I was celebrating for a little bit of a while, like a couple days, weeks, whatever.
Okay.
And I went in and had blood work done, and she was like, "Oh, your cholesterol's kind of high." I was like, "Girl, do you know how much cheese and cake I had last weekend?
I've been eating all the fat, all of it.
Let's redo that. I need a redo. I want a retake."
Oh my goodness!
I was like, "The Scantron is wrong."
But listen, so here's the thing. Here's a nugget. When you have, it was life insurance, right? I have life insurance. But after, obviously, like when you have a job, you get your life insurance like through your job or whatever. So, but like I said, I didn't miss a beat. So as soon as I started working part-time, I think it was, where you like lose your benefits or whatever, start the life insurance, right? But you have to, unlike working for an employer, you have to like get a test or whatever. So you have to like get blood work
physical and everything. Stuff. Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I didn't go to my doctor. I went to like the blood work place, like Quest or something like that. So yeah. I remember she took but I've never had to do that because I've never been in this position before. You know what I mean? And so they want to look at all of your vitals or whatever it is. And so she took my blood pressure, I think it was. And so the first time she took it, it was a little high. She was like, "Are you nervous?" I was like, "Yes."
Oh wait,
I am.
My blood pressure is always so high. Like, are you nervous? I'm like, yes.
But in the doctor's office for my physical, I'm not nervous. But for this, I was just like, because these people are testing me to see if I can get good life insurance or not. So I was like, yes, I'm nervous. She was like, okay, well, just take a second, whatever. And then we did it and it came back normal. Like, I was like, all right. But like, this is freaking nerve wracking. Like, I want to get, the premium that I want. And it's all based on like what this particular day. So like that week or two before, I was like, I'm eating good. I'm exercising. These people are not going to tell me that my premium is going to be sky high because my blood pressure was high. So,
oh my God,
that was wild.
That is so funny. Yeah, no, going into the doctor and they like do your blood pressure. First of all, I never know what like the number is supposed to be. I'm like, what, 20/20?
120 over 80. 20/20
all
vision?
I can remember is what your vision should be, and I haven't had 20/20 since I was like 12. So I'm like, I don't know what blood pressure is supposed to be, but every time they tell me, I'm just like, is that good? Is that good?
Is it good or bad? Let me know. I don't know.
But it's always higher the first time because I'm so anxious. And I'm like, wait, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
But I've always had good blood pressure. Anytime somebody takes my blood pressure, like, no, that's good.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay.
Right. That's good.
But then it's always like your cholesterol, your LDL, your vitamin D, your
But see, those things now, I think when they get like at a certain number or whatever, I don't think there's much you could do about it, or maybe you can. But
here's the thing.
If you know now, you can work on it. If there's anything, there probably isn't because you eat so well.
Well, what's well is relative. Well is Monday through Friday.
That's most of the time.
No, I do eat healthy. I literally just ate 2 hearts of romaine heads yesterday as my dinner.
What'd you have?
Like
a Caesar salad?
Yeah, I should have recorded it because it was really good.
Yeah.
I baked a chicken breast.
Yes.
With seasoning and spices, and then I put like a ton of Cholula on it. Shredded that up as like a shredded chicken.
Buffalo type sitch.
More like just like a Spanish Mexican-y, less like buffalo.
Okay.
And then because I did that the night before.
Okay.
And I made a homemade blue cheese dressing.
What? Please share.
Oh it's actually very simple.
Okay.
No, it's actually very simple. Truly.
What is in it?
Okay, so I made buffalo chicken breast, chopped it up into like cubes with buffalo sauce, like actual like hot sauce buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
Like wing sauce.
Yeah.
And baked that. And then I put that in with chopped up romaine and grape tomatoes. And then I made a homemade blue cheese dressing. So fresh thing of blue cheese from the store.
Yeah.
I crumbled it up fresh, not pre-crumbled. I crumbled it myself.
Nice, the best.
And then that goes into Greek yogurt. So basically, the way you would make it is like sour cream, mayo, buttermilk,
all the good things,
some type of a vinegar or a lemon juice, garlic, and seasonings.
Okay.
I do blue cheese, Greek yogurt,
plain, full fat, non-fat,
plain. Non-fat.
Okay.
Plain non-fat or like 1% fat.
Okay.
Whatever Costco sells.
Yeah.
The big tub yogurt because I use it all the time.
Really?
I use Greek yogurt like almost every day.
Okay.
And I actually hate yogurt, but I eat it every day.
In like things.
I use it or I make parfaits and I add like a ton of berries and granola. Like I'm always like using it, but I hate to just eat. I would never just like no.
Okay.
No, I haven't had like yogurt like that in a very long time. So the way I do the blue cheese dressing is it's the blue cheese, it's the Greek yogurt, it's a a little bit of the Kewpie mayo, which is like a Japanese mayo.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit sweeter than like a mayo,
Okay.
and I don't like mayo, but I like Kewpie, and I use Kewpie to make sauces.
Okay.
So it's not like I'm like I don't eat mayo. I don't spread it on stuff. It's like it's always used to make a sauce.
I love mayo. Okay.
People like it. People like it. People don't like it.
Yeah.
Lemon juice,
Mm-hmm.
chopped garlic,
Okay.
black pepper.
Do you put the lemon juice in it that you mentioned or no?
Yeah, lemon juice, Greek yogurt, Kewpie mayo, chopped garlic, black pepper, blue cheese, and I just like threw in some dried parsley to add some green to it. To
yeah.
Look
some
like
color.
something.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then you just let it sit.
Really? Did you wait? Greek yogurt, garlic, chopped garlic, like the minced garlic in the jar?
Yeah, I just use this is very like non-Italian. It's a bit of a sin, but I go through so much garlic. I use so much garlic. I love putting so much garlic in everything.
Me too.
That I get like the vat of chopped garlic from the store.
Same. From Costco. Yeah.
Yeah. And just keep it in the fridge because it's like I just use so much. And then also I really like the liquid that it sits in.
Yes, that's very has a lot of flavor.
Instead of adding any liquid to this,
you use
like
some
a
of
buttermilk, I use some of the garlic liquid, the lemon juice, and then you know how on Greek yogurt it's separate, like the watery part of Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
I pour that in.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, how do you thin it out?
Instead of remixing the Greek yogurt all the time, I will like use the liquid that comes off the Greek yogurt to thin my dressings.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to try this tonight. This sounds freaking delicious.
I love it. So good. I mean, literally, it was so simple. It was just, but literally like buffalo wing sauce, like pre-made from the store, baked a chicken breast, put it in, chopped up the lettuce, fresh dressing, and tomatoes.
That sounds so
It was
good.
so good. So then last night, I made the like chicken tinga, but like very like light, healthy version of chicken. It was just chicken breast shredded with Cholula, really.
Okay.
And then some rice, and then I chopped up 2 heads of romaine, and so it was like romaine, rice, chicken, chopped avocado, more grape tomatoes because I'm like at the base at the bottom. I'm at the end of my tomatoes basically. Yeah. So now they're like they're like starting to like they're starting to like wrinkle on the side. So the last thing I'll do with them is like use them in a sauce.
Okay. Perfect.
I'll like make a sauce or like so I have spinach and I have tomato, so I'll make like a spinach tomato sauce probably tonight.
Nice.
But so then it was all that. And then I topped it with I was gonna go Greek yogurt with lime juice, and then that tastes like sour cream.
Yes.
But
to me, plain without anything tastes like sour cream. I use that on my tacos.
There's like a Greek yogurt texture that I can't handle. So when I add more sour cream, when I go like
more
this,
sour creamy.
When I add the lime, it tastes more sour creamy to me.
Okay, I'm gonna try that because I've never done that.
Yeah, sour cream and Greek yogurt. Like, I keep saying sour cream because that's what it tastes like.
Yeah,
lime juice and Greek yogurt really. Oh, and I put lime juice on the avocado.
Okay.
And then I have this sauce. It's like a lime cilantro cotija sour cream something or other. It's a sauce that I get from Costco.
Yeah.
And my mom used to get it from Costco, and then I saw it at my Costco, and I was like, "Oh, got it,
gotta have it, yeah,
gotta have it." And so I got that, and I just poured that on top.
Yummy,
and just it was like a big bowl.
Yeah, that's how I eat my salads. I love a salad. One of my favorite salads of all time, people. Chicken Caesar, anything Caesar. Actually, it could be shrimp Caesar, steak Caesar, salmon Caesar, anything. I love a Caesar salad, and I want give me a bowl. Give me a huge bowl. And I love that. I haven't had a buffalo chicken salad in a minute though. And I love blue cheese too. So here I go.
So good. And it's so easy. It's so easy to make.
Yeah.
That it's because I hate bottled blue cheese dressing.
Yeah.
Hate it. And I love blue cheese. I love dipping like wings.
Oh my gosh.
Because I don't eat wings out because they're fried. So I make wings at home a lot. So that's how I learned how to make. Well, I mean, I learned how to make blue cheese dressing when I was in culinary school. But that's how I started making it like at home and like my version of it.
Her name is Chef Puleo.
But no, it's like all the dressings are so like everything is like I don't know. I'm like remember we were talking about like the tire. I'm like you could do it. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Like I feel like people are like I don't know how to cook, and I'm just like once you get a couple of basic things down, and you kind of understand like some basic principles. It also I am very much. I know we talked about this here. I'm very much of the like belief that like lock in some recipes, lock in some ways of cooking.
Yeah.
That you can create variety within those structures.
Yeah.
Right? So like I just described 2 dishes that were like awfully similar but different. Extremely different in flavor profile.
Absolutely.
Right? And like I also didn't do anything too crazy in terms of like seasonings and flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Like I added a sauce.
Right.
I added a dressing. You know, like it doesn't need to be
rocket science.
Like I baked a chicken breast and I just like leave it in the oven and forget about it because I don't like to have it be too undercooked.
Yeah.
I like my chicken like properly cooked.
Right. 165 so I just like plus degrees.
Literally, I'm just like 400. I'll get to it when I'm done editing.
Right.
Hopefully it's not burnt. Like
but if it's burnt, that's fine.
I'll still eat it. I'm like set it and forget it when it comes to chicken breast. I'm like, even when I take it out sometimes if it's too juicy, which probably everyone's like, wow, it's cooked really well.
Yeah.
I stick it in the microwave.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just like, I don't trust it.
I'm not playing with it. You need a meat thermometer.
I do. My mom's always like, let's go buy one. It's like $1 at the store.
Exactly.
I do because I get nervous. My roommate in college, one of my roommates in college years ago, she was like, had gotten salmonella.
Oh.
So she was very, very conscious of like meat being cooked enough. Yeah. And I think that just kind of like
stuck with you,
sat in my brain.
It traumatized you vicariously.
It just sat in my brain because I'm not trying to get like a stomach bug or stomach issue. So I'm just very like, this meat must be cooked.
Needs a little bit more. But that's so important because I'm just now getting to that point where it's like, okay, I can have like, because I meal prep. That's what I do. Yeah. And like, that's what I have to do tonight because I didn't get to it last night. And just cooking things that are like similar, but just a few different seasonings, few different spices changes everything. And I used to be that type of meal prepper where it was like, okay, I have 4 different recipes or 3 different recipes, whatever that I've seen. And they're totally different from each other, like in preparation, in plating, like all that type of stuff. And it was just so freaking overwhelming. But now, and I'm getting into making my own sauces and dressings because I feel like that really makes such a huge difference.
Such a difference.
Oh my God. I just made honey mustard, like a honey mustard chicken last week.
Oh my God, you just inspired me. I know I have spicy brown mustard in the fridge and I'm like, wait, I know I can put a little Kewpie, a little spicy brown mustard and some honey and that'll be really good.
So good. And I added a little bit of white wine vinegar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I used I didn't even have the whole grain type of mustard, like where you see like the mustard seeds or whatever. Yeah. That's what I was like when I was making it. I was like, oh, that's what I'm missing. Like I want to see the little seeds in it. To me, I like that.
Yeah, like gourmet.
Yeah, gourmet. And I had the Dijon mustard because I keep Dijon mustard. I freaking love that.
Okay,
but I made that with the honey.
Dijon mustard.
Yes,
on a chicken breast. Bake it.
So good.
It's insane to me that is as good as it is. And I would put a little bit of ground almond flour on top.
Okay, for a little coating.
Yeah, just a little coating.
Yeah.
And then some kind of a sauce. Literally like a butter and like butter, a jam, and like
that's what I need
until it like solidifies. Yeah.
I need a fig jam because I saw like I love sandwiches.
I have a spicy fig jam in the fridge right now.
Spicy fig.
It's really good.
That sounds so delicious. And I love making like sandwich. I'm a sandwich girl. I can have a sandwich.
Oh, really?
Every day. I really can.
I am not.
I love them. And somebody made
what are you putting on it?
Anything.
Like what though?
So ham and cheddar has been my whatever for this past week.
Really?
Yes, ham and cheddar. But
like, do you go to the like sliced ham from like the
Boar's Head, the maple honey glazed turkey and the maple honey glazed? That boat missed me. Ham.
That boat when everyone was getting on in grade school, when everyone stopped eating PB&J and started eating like
deli meat.
Cheeses.
Yeah.
No, I just
stayed on the PB&J.
I missed that boat.
Wow. I'm on that boat. I don't think I'm ever.
I think it's amazing. I wish I was.
Because it's so
everyone that goes to a party
diverse.
And someone like pulls out like a cold cut sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
what party are they bringing out cold cut sandwiches?
Italian subs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
No, couldn't be me. Can't. Nope.
Oh, you missed
like
that.
A roast beef sandwich.
I don't really do roast beef, but did you miss that whole TikTok thing with the Italian sandwich, with the where people were making their own, like it wasn't a sauce or a dressing, but they would mix like iceberg lettuce. They would slice it up fine, and they put like the banana peppers and the mayo. Girl, that sandwich is fire with pepperoni and salami. I can't believe her.
I mean, I like banana peppers. Like when we were in college at Conover, I would go get a wrap.
Yes.
I'd go get a wrap with every vegetable that they offered.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes I'd let them put the chicken breast in.
Okay. Oh, the chicken breast was great.
Breast. Yes. Not thin slice, chunk. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. That's the only way.
I used to love to get the
not
chicken.
On bread. Bread gets soggy. I can't handle it. The only meat and cheese sandwich I will eat
is
semolina, prosciutto.
What is semolina?
It's a type of bread with lots of sesame seeds. Prosciutto, mozzarella, roasted red peppers, sometimes arugula, sometimes not. Depends on the place.
This sounds great.
Balsamic vinegar in the bread.
Okay.
Or if they're really
glaze,
balsamic reduction.
Yes. I have a bottle of glaze.
Yeah. Oh, makes everything better.
Keep that on deck. Put that on my salads.
Everything. And I've tried to make balsamic glaze a couple times.
Yeah.
And it's turned out two opposite ends of the spectrum. One, amazing.
Okay.
I made a balsamic reduction myself.
Yeah.
Delicious. I was like licking it up. I was so proud of myself. I served it to people. They were like, wow, it's amazing.
Served it to people.
Yeah, it was amazing, amazing, amazing.
Uh-huh.
This one, it was like burning in the pan before I could get to it. And so it started to like steam smoke. And the vinegar particles were going in the air. And my eyes were burning.
And I had to go to the hospital.
I had to open the windows. And this is my apartment in New York. So I'm not opening those windows ever. I'm opening the windows. I'm like turning on. It was bad. My eyes were like dripping. They hurt so bad.
Wow.
So bad.
But yeah, I love a balsamic glaze. And that's what I did on one sandwich. So this, I was like, how do I make my ham and cheese like more adult, more gourmet, right?
Okay.
And so they were like, I have like a griddle on my stove, so I could just cook it on that instead of dirtying up a whole pan. But I made the ham and cheese on there and like buttered the actual griddle. And then because I didn't have the fig jam, because they were like, if you put fig jam on your sandwich like that, I was like, oh, that would be so good. And I thought I had some, but I didn't. I ran out. So I put the balsamic glaze on top instead. So I cut it in triangle slice, like, the triangle diagonal.
Well, if this was cooked, if it's heated, I'm more on board.
Okay. All right.
Like a panini.
Yes. Yes. I love making a sandwich on the George Foreman grill. We do that a lot.
Yeah. That totally changes it because I don't really like cold cheese.
Okay.
Like
you don't eat cheese cubes or anything. Oh my God.
I saw someone on TikTok today eat a slice of American cheese and just like put it in their mouth, and I had to scroll away. Scroll away. I was like, I can't watch the rest of this video. I'm so like, I just have like a thing about cold cheese.
Okay.
Like I can eat like mozzarella, brie, gorgonzola, basically all of the high fat cheeses.
Yeah.
Come to me.
I love those too.
It's like Parmesan I'm okay with as well. Like that's like a harder cheese. But like if someone's just like slicing up like cheddar,
like sharp cheddar,
like that's like a cheese cube tray.
Yeah.
I'm so
like a charcuterie. You're not doing that.
No. Charcuterie, healthy mix of everything. A little goat, a little brie,
a little prosciutto,
a little this, a little that, a little manchego,
olives. I'm sure you like
olive, a little fig jam, a little this, little that.
Okay, you can do that.
If it is that chopped cube cheese, just the chopped cube cheese. That's just cheese in the chopped cube. Opposite direction.
I'm not understanding the
difference.
If
I'm being invited to something and I show up and the food situation is the chopped cube cheese, it's like lunch meat, deli meat sandwiches, and like egg salad or like tuna salad. These are all things that will make me run away. I will leave as quickly as possible. I will drink 5 Diet Cokes because it's the only thing I can eat in this establishment. And I'll run away.
Wow. Well, I'm not that picky, ladies
it's so
and gentlemen.
Funny. No, it's so funny because it's not that it's not like I'm not like a picky eater like out in the world, right? Like I'm happy to try things. I'm experimental, like squidding pasta.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I'm all about like escargot, had it, loved it. Yeah. You know? I'm all about like crazy fun eating experiences. Yeah. I just can't get down with like cold cheese and deli meat. It's just not or like salads. Here's my phone.
What was that?
It's like it was my phone on the desk. Like salads made with mayonnaise bases. I struggle.
Like potato salad?
It depends. Depends on the type of potato.
We need to save this conversation for the next time because I really want to know.
You know what? Potato salad is a very controversial conversation.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You know what's so funny? It's like there's so many people online that are just like, oh my God, white people and their raisins in the potato salad. I'm like, I've never seen such a thing. I'm like, where? I think it's so funny when there's like held, this
is what people do.
And this is what they do. And I'm just like,
what white people are these?
What? I haven't had it. But also, I understand that I'm not a potato salad girl. Like, it depends what it looks like at whatever venue location I'm at the function. Exactly. It depends on like how it's presenting itself. Oof. You know, same thing with like we've talked about like pasta salad versus like macaroni salad, like the differences of that.
We have.
But you'll never catch me like tuna or egg salad. I was at the diner with my friends, and the two of them were like, "Oh, tuna melt. Oh my god, oh my god!" And I was just like, "You just keep that on your side of the table, okay?" Like, and they were both like, "Oh, let's try it. Let's share it. Everyone share a meal." So it's like, you guys can all taste my meal. Keep that away from me.
I don't want your meal.
I was like, fish, hot, mayo, cheese.
Yeah,
literally. Throw me outside off the balcony. Like I will run like my hair is on fire. Goodness. Like, are you kidding me?
This poor child. Pray for Ellyn.
I got issues.
On our next episode of the Regents podcast, we'll discuss potato salad and
oh my god,
and all small the other wins. Controversial.
Ellyn tries one of the salads she won't have.
That's right.
No, there's just no chance. There's just no chance.
There's just no way.
No.
Oh,
you know. No. There was a chicken salad I liked when I was a kid from this one salad. Deli that was in my town, and then it closed, and I've never had chicken salad again.
Chicken salad is great, but you don't like mayo, so that's really where
I'm not
the problem
a huge mayo person. Lies, yeah, like just mayo, like mayo mixed into like I love an aioli.
So Ellyn, okay,
I love because it has flavors. It's flavors other than
so does the salad, tuna salad, potato salad,
fluff.
What?
Like just mayo, like the idea. It's just like the. It's just white.
All right.
Viscous.
I like mayo. Had mayo on a
totally
sandwich
fine.
Today.
I think it's fine. I think this is the thing. I'm not here to yuck someone's yum.
No, okay? Yes, she is. Because she's like, she's literally vomiting.
For me.
She's literally giving vomit sounds. I'm not here to yuck someone's yum.
No, but for me, it yucks me. But I'm not going to be like, you're a bad, gross person for liking it. I would never be like, what's wrong with you for liking it? I'm almost more so saying, what's wrong with me that this is my reaction.
That's what we're all saying. How is it that this girl says she likes cheese on a platter, but not when it's cut?
No, just it's the types of cheese that are the cube cheese on the circle platter.
They put cheddar cheese on a charcuterie
board. But if it's a charcuterie board, I'm I'm in for a charcuterie.
She's just
I
here
can navigate around a charcuterie.
She's just here.
I just am not about like cubed cheeses that are in the. You know what I'm talking? Hold on, I'm going to show you a picture really quick because I feel like you're not grasping the cube cheese platter.
You can put cube cheese on a charcuterie. You can put sharp cheddar cheese on.
Yes, you can. Yes. But what I'm talking about. Oh my God, it brought me to the Ralph's website. Of course, it's this. Look.
Okay, let's see what's
this,
acceptable.
I'll go the opposite direction. This is not cool for me. I'm not going to participate in this.
Okay, but I'll eat that. I'll eat that with some crackers. That's fine for me.
Okay, if this is the only cheese that's being available at a function,
okay,
I'm not really going to participate.
I get it.
If you have a larger assortment that is presented in that's classic charcuterie, where there's
are you
bits and bobs
not
of everything.
Eating? Do you eat cheddar cheese? Do you eat pepper jack? Do you eat Colby?
Only if it's shredded and melted.
Okay.
Maybe in a macaroni and cheese.
All right.
If it's shredded and melted, if it's on a burger, if it's a part of something.
This is making me super hungry. I really can't.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, on that note, let me stop.
Yeah.
On that note, you should go eat. You should go do your meal prep. I think that's another little win.
That's a little win.
That's a little Wayne. That's a little win. Okay, this is going to be one of those things that I think we can perpetuate throughout the show. And then our audience will be like, it's a little win. I want to make sure it's to say Lil Win instead of Lil Wayne.
ISSA, it's a Lil Win.
It's a Lil Win.
I love that.
Issa
that's the first.
Who's Issa Lowin? Who is that?
That's the first piece of merch y'all are gonna see.
That's our merch. Issa Lowin. It's a Lil Win. Oh my God, I want to have like a jersey or something with like Lil Win on the back. People are gonna be like, "Ooh,
who that?
Who's that?" I'm like, check out the Regents
subscribe.
Podcast. No, subscribe. 5-star. Rate 5-star, please.
Right.
5-star. All right.
Oh my gosh. Thank y'all so much.
Happy Lil Wins to all.
That's right. Happy Lil Win Tuesday.
Thank you. Lil Win Tuesday. Thanks everybody for listening or watching or listening and watching. We appreciate it.
We sure
subscribe, share. I'm hearing through the grapevine people are listening but never saying anything about the fact that they listen. So I'm like, what's the tea? Do you want to text us and let us know? Or you want to rate us? You want to leave us a 5-star review?
Do something.
Let me know.
Right. We interact. Come on. This is interactive.
Yeah. My sister's like, oh, you're in my rotation of podcasts. I was like, I had no idea.
Didn't know it. Couldn't tell.
Didn't know you were listening. We're consuming the content. If you're listening now, text me right now and tell me that you're listening to the podcast.
Oh my God.
Let me know what you think. I don't need anyone else's opinions though.
Pause.
I won't internalize.
Oh man.
All right. Thanks everybody. Aja, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me at Aja Moye Music. That's AJAMOYE Music on IG, Facebook, and the TikTok. And Ellyn, where can they find you?
You can find me at Ellyn with a Y, ELLYNWITHAY. You never spell it.
That's right.
And I am on Instagram and TikTok.
That's right.
And YouTube.
Yes. And of course, you can find us at The Regents Podcast on IG and at Regents Podcast on TikTok.
And on YouTube.
And YouTube. The Regents Podcast.
We're everywhere.
We're literally everywhere.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yes. Thank y'all. Bye.
Bye. The Regents Podcast. The Regents Podcast.